I think it's important when you're evaluating which camera to take on vacation or just to use in general shooting that you take a look at the image stabilizations for each of the systems. So in the video today, we're going to take a look at the image stabilizations for each of the three systems that I have here, the A6400, the G9, and the XX10. And then we're going to talk about it at the end of the video. The results of the stabilization test came out just about as I expected. The Sony was the worst, the Lumix was the best, and the Fuji was somewhere in the middle. So let's talk about the Fuji first. The Fuji with just the in-body image stabilization to me was better than with the electronic image stabilization. When you were just in an IBIS alone, it kind of had a natural feel to it as I was walking around. And it looked okay. Not great, but okay. When I added the electronic image stabilization, it kind of had this blocky thing going on, which sometimes electronic image stabilization does, where it kind of catches the background, freezes the background for a second, and then shifts it all at once. And it gives it kind of a weird, unnatural look. So if I was going to use the XS10, I wouldn't use the electronic image stabilization. I would just stay with regular old IBIS that's in the camera itself. That's been the downfall of the Sony line for a long time as far as using it for vlogging and capturing stable footage without a stabilizer, a tripod, or a gimbal. It's just entirely too shaky to use, just handheld walking around. While it wasn't as bad as I remembered it to be, or it was still pretty bad. I just don't know that I could use that. It really does worry me if I take the A6400 on vacation, even if I have a lens with stabilization built in, that all the footage I take will be super shaky. Of course, the Lumix G9 stabilization was just about as good as you can get. I did have a little bit of shake and a little bit of weird stuff going on, but for the most part, it's a rock steady, and it's always been that way, and I wasn't surprised by the outcome of that. Again, if I was going to rank them, I'd do Sony on the bottom, Fuji just a little bit ahead of that, and then Lumix G9 is way up here as far as stabilization goes. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you found it a little bit helpful. And we'll continue the series with trying to find the perfect travel camera. Thanks for watching.